It's that time again. Take the cock out your mouth and get ready for the show. Welcome back. Glad you made it. It's not a social production. The beautiful sex machines out there. Congratulations for making it to another episode. It is February the 25th, 2026. Thank you for joining me wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's Canada, further down south, United States of America, all the beautiful states, further down south, Mexico, further down south, South America, over there, Europe, Asia, Africa, Antarctica, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, Australia's over there in Bangkok, in Taipei, over there in Venezuela, in Singapore, over there in Uzbekistan, over there in Serbia, in the Czechoslovakians, or the Czech Republic, the Republic of Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic. There you go, Czech Republic, Czech Republic, Finland, the Finnish people. Did they even start? When was the beginning? When was the middle? Where did it all end? Welcome back. Oh, let's get a sip of this shit. Let us get into the ceremonies, the festivities. The show has begun. You're here. You're queer. You're a faggot. You're hetero. You're heterosexual. You're tall, you're short, you're fat. You're black, you're white. You're yellow, you're red, you're purple. You're disabled, you're fully able. Oh God, you're so able. Oh, you're half robotic. Hello. What are you even talking about? I don't even know. It's Wednesday. I'll say that. Let's begin with the safety announcement. Let's begin with your boy looking out for you out there, whoever you are. Jugging, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just cut to the chase. Let's just get right into jugging. Is apparently a new form of mugging that's been taking place all over North America, apparently. It's a thing that I've seen in other places through a little bit of minimal traveling. I've seen this shit, but now apparently it's made it all the way over here to North America, and it's called jugging. Not to be mistaken. The term threw me off because at first I heard it. I'm like, oh man, what kind of jugging is this? Are people, going after big jugs, big titties? What is this? Is this a female-led activity? Is this a male-led activity on top of the females? Are the males, grabbing the titties when they're not supposed to? Are they, sucking on a titty when they're, when somebody just like winked at them? Are they, are they squeezing the titties together and like that's called jugging? Are they lifting the titties just to see how much it weighs and somebody got offended somewhere? You gotta weigh the titties because you never know. You never know. You might underestimate the weight of the titty, but it could easily throw you off if you're going downhill on skis or bobsledding or traveling in a car that needs to be, kept up to speed. And the weight limit is also impacting the accuracy and the speed of the car as well. So you gotta check you gotta grab that tit and be like, oh, this tit weighs 2 ounces. I don't know, this is heavy. This is like 7.5 lbs's worth of tits right there. Is that jugging? I thought that's what it was, but it's not. Apparently it's mugging, but because the jug holds more, hence it's more than a mugging. So this is what they do. Apparently perpetrators wait for you outside the bank. They they're scanning the scene, looking at who's coming and who's going. And you know what they say about people who are coming and going. It's one thing to be said about people who are coming, but the people who get up and go after, can't count on them. But the people who keep coming, those people, how do they stay so replenished, filled with cum? They just keep coming and coming. Oh, this guy keeps coming. Goes sometimes, but he keeps coming. Blue Chew? No, thank you. That's just your constitution, isn't it? You're made of the good stuff. They don't make them like you anymore, do they? Doesn't matter. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that's called jugging. So they perps watch you outside the bank. You're sitting in their car, sitting on their bikes, on their sports bikes, on their Harleys, on their Vespas, on their scooters, and they're looking at people who come in and grab the cash out the ATMs and then depart out the bank with their cash in hand or in a briefcase or in a suitcase, or they stuff it in the backpack, but they're eyeing you with binoculars and all, right there, just fucking right there, just fucking binocular city, dude, just fucking gazing at you and shit. Like a lion gazes at a deer down the river in the Sahara and is looking at that deer, and that lion's like, I'm gonna pounce on that deer. So they're watching, you're the deer in this case. You're fucking, tits out full of deer. The lion is the thief here, and the tits are the cash that you have in hand, and they're looking at you. And you go to get inside your car, next thing you know, you're being bum rushed. You're being hit over the head with a hammer, with a smack over the head. They're pistol whipping you, motherfuckers. Motherfuckers be pistol whipping your ass. because you got that cash. Got that cash in your hand, and you're going in your car. You're like, oh, I'm gonna buy my prostitute a nice cake for after our sexual activities. I'm gonna buy my guma a new car with this cash, and also buy my wife the brand new bracelet so she fucking is quiet and happy and content. And you gotta keep all the bitches happy in your life. One of the secrets of happiness and success: keep all the bitches in your life happy. That's one of the pillars of this podcast, and also written in stone in Babylonia. Broke in half. They wrote it in new Sanskrit. No one can read it, but it says keep your bitches happy. That's what it says, or something along those lines. It doesn't matter. Who can read that shit anyway? The point is, it's Wednesday. Thank you for joining me, and it's taking us some time to crack down on these activities, but nonetheless, I'm here to help you out. You're welcome. Okay, how to prepare yourself for a jugging. First and foremost, if you have a baby, always attach a baby to the front of your chest. Put the baby in front of you, okay? The baby is loose. If a jugger comes at you, just whip your torso and slap the jugger in the face with a loose baby leg. And that is one of the most humiliating activities you could do to a mugger or a jugger or a thief. Slap him with a baby foot. You just been slapped with a baby foot. Oh my God, this man's humiliated. Get out of town. And that's how you deal with it one time. If your baby doesn't have the loose legs yet, use their hands, use their arms also loose. Just fucking just a little tiny baby slap. Get out of here, jugger. Baby slap to the face. Once again, humiliated. Has to leave town. Extremely, extremely humiliating for the jugger. If you have old people in your personage, attach them to your body. Put an old person on your back. As you're making it to your car, flail around and whip the thieves with the loose hips of that elderly who's strapped to you. Just slightly flail your body, your torso, and just whip him with an elderly leg. You know what I'm talking about. They will most likely dislocate their legs from their hips, but that's normal. I'm pretty sure that's normal, but use the elderly to your advantage. What you could do is cover yourself in barbed wire covering. As you grab the cash, you come out, you just wrap yourself in barbed wire. Next thing you know, juggers are like, give me the cash. Next thing you know, they're getting caught up in the barbed wire. You could do three things with this. One, you could watch them bleed to death right in front of you, just because the barbed wire is just penetrated through the dermis, bleeding slowly but surely, dog. It's the little cuts that count. It's, death by 1,000 slices on the tip of the dick, as the Chinese said. I think that was Confucius. It's like, if a man is taking time bleeding, cut him 1,000 times on the tip of the dick. I'm Confucius. Somebody order pizza. I'm Confucius. Typical Confucius sayings. But nonetheless, they'll bleed slowly and surely, and they'll die on your body, and then you just dump their body outside of the town. Somewhere by the side of the highway or something. You could watch them bleed and then call the cops, and then let the cops go to town with the cameras turned off. I'm talking batons up the ass. Fucking batons up the ass. Muammar Gaddafi style. You know what I'm talking about. Just fucking tase them up the rectum. That's one thing you could do. You could take them home. That's number 3. You could take them home, keep them as hostage. Feed them a little bit, but not too much so that they actually get nourishment. You want to keep them weak, just a little bit of food, and then just slap them around every once in a while, and then just teabag them with your old 45-year-old nuts, which I'm looking forward to attaining myself in about a decade, but we'll get there one step at a time. So this is called jugging. Please prepare yourselves. You go with multiple people, spread the cash amongst you, okay? Attach sharp knives to your elbows so that when you raise an elbow, you cut a son of a bitch right in the chin. And that's the worst cut you can actually give to someone, on the chin, all right? On the chin, you just fucking cut him right there. Done. Falls to the ground, runs, scurries off into the distance, and he knows, or she knows, that they should have never fucked with you in the first place. That's once again jugging. Call it a PSA, call it straight up saving your ass. You're welcome. Don't even mention it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take this time to discuss something that caught my attention with you. It's beautiful Thai police, and I love the police. I love the popo. The motherfuckers that do the good police, that do the work that all of us need. safety and service and whatnot, because there are legit bad people out there who do fucking crime and criminal activities. But the Thai police, for the past few days, I saw them celebrating the Lunar New Year. They were disguised. Some of them were disguised. I think one of them was at least disguised as a lunar lion. I thought the lunar year was the year of the horse. I don't know why this guy's dressed up as a lion, but nonetheless, I could be mistaken about the horse being the, animal of the year. But nonetheless, this guy was dressed as a lion for the lunar year. Sees the criminal doing crime, pounces on him like a lion or like a man dressed as a lion. Next thing you know, perpetrator busted. Fucking bust city, dude. You're about to go downtown. Ever go to a town that the downtown is actually uptown? That's fucking weird. I think San Diego like that. I want to say San Diego's like that. I might be completely mistaken. I remember traveling somewhere and the downtown was uptown, but nonetheless still called downtown. Or maybe this is or maybe I just made that up. I don't even know. There's definitely a place where the uptown and the downtown is. Maybe I'm imagining this portion, but doesn't matter. It's Use Your Imagination Day. Okay. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, what were we even talking about? That's right. Disguises for the police. I actually like this. I want to see more of this being implemented in the police force, not just in Thailand or in the Asiatic parts of the world. Not just because of some sort of, affluent Oriental shit that they pull on you and be like, look at us, we're affluent and we're Oriental. None of that shit. This is everyday cop shit, dude. Disguises for the police. I like to see police dressed up as fire hydrants. You know what I'm talking about. You go there and you're just walking your dog. Next thing you know, across the street, an elderly woman with saggy tits is about to get jugged. Oh, I don't think so. Fire hydrant to the rescue. Unwrap. Come out. Fucking blast that motherfucker right in the face 9.5 times. That's right, 9 times with regular sized bullets, half a time for assurance with a baby bullet, with little tiny arms. I'm a baby bullet, but I've got a lot of force. Smack. Right there, baby bullet to the face. Where's a cop? We didn't even see him coming. Why? Because he's dressed as a fire hydrant. That's right. Now we do gotta actually make his suit a little bit, water resistance, because the dogs are gonna be walking by. I don't want my cops to be pissed on unless they enjoy that, in which case we don't judge in the force. If you want to get pissed on, if you like waterworks, if you like water sports, you know what I'm talking about. Spring Olympics, son. You know what I'm talking about. Splish, splash, sploosh. It's that lazy river shit. It's that golden shower time. Golden shower time. What have you been talking about? That's right. Disguises for cops. I like to see you dressed as animals. Lifelike animals, real hyper realistic, just a giant cat in a corner, just meow, I'm just an innocent cat, meow, I'm gonna sip on my bowl of milk, meow. Right there in the face of the perpetrators and criminals. Where was that cop coming from? We didn't even see him, he wasn't in the plaza. Why aren't you warning us from the van? We thought it was just a regular, hyper realistic size, giant sized cat, but it happened to be a cop in a hyper realistic cat suit. Nice. That's what I want to see. Also, dogs, it could be a hyper-realistic dog. Of course, it'll help to get smaller sized cops in the force to dress up as the animals, because if you're a giant man, it'll just be a little bit more difficult. Not to say that it can't be done. Is it a Great Dane? Is it a Basset Hound? I don't know. It could be a giant dude, 6'7", just fucking on all fours, taking a leak on the side of the sidewalk. Next thing you know, his cock is in your mouth, and by cock, I mean pistol. It's Crime City, and it's about to get shut down. No, it is Justice City and it's about to get turned up. It's a mixed bag, a little bit of justice, a little bit of crime. I want to see cops dressed as clowns, juggling. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, this is a nonchalant person just juggling on the side of the street trying to make a couple of bucks. Nothing to see here, folks. And next thing you know, criminals are like, oh, great. No cops in sight. Let us do crime. Next thing you know, the fucking nose comes off and it's pistol whipping to the head and the shoulders, son. It's game over. Your days are numbered, criminals. Disguises for cops. Brought to you by Social Productions. Of course, I'm patenting this idea. If I see a motherfucking cop out there disguising without me getting a piece of the pie, you bet your ass there's gonna be some litigation. And by that, I mean me just fucking ruminating on the fact that somehow me calling it out loud and saying it's patented doesn't mean it's patented. But nonetheless, what goes down in the show fucking stays in the show. Even though it's fucking, it's a global / intercontinental, also intergalactic sensation. But how does it not stay patented? You can ask the lawyers for that. I'm a little bit concerned, but I'm also a little bit excited. I'm a little bit concerned, a little bit excited. Moya, if you've not familiarized yourself with this bitch, let me familiarize you right now. It's a Chinese robot, but this isn't, again, this is moving fast. AI is moving fast. Robotics are moving fast. They're improving every day. Apparently, Chinese robotics has made a robot with a hot body. I'm not talking visually speaking. That's, mid right now, but the body is actually heated. I don't know what they put inside this robot, but they made it work. Apparently you touch it and it feels like you're touching a human body. So I've heard, so I've seen on a video, so I'm gonna say it's for realsies. All right, so you touch this robot and it gives you the sensation of touching a human. Now this opens up an old can of worms, which we've been all trying to keep shut for a really long time, but guess what? Somebody peeled it back and it's Chinatown now. Chinese robots that are physically hot. Not concerned for the immediate right now. I am a little bit concerned for 10, 15 years from now for potential, if I were to have a child, or if you were to have a child today. And by the time this thing gets better in 10, 15 years, I'm worried about potentially my teenage son, or your teenage son, or your teenage daughter too. It doesn't even matter. Fucking the hot-bodied robot that's made in China who's doing your chores in your house right now in Beverly Hills, in New York, in Chicago, in Chi-City, motherfuckers, in Ohio, in motherfucking Cleveland, god damn it. You come home, you're like, oh, I wonder if Betty's doing her homework. Oh my God, Betty, oh my God, leave the robot alone. What are you doing? Your daughter, Jesus Christ, dude. Because that's the thing. Think about it. It's hot-bodied. You don't think if it was available to me, if I had a hot-bodied robot as a teenager in my household doing chores, oh man, you better hope that the camera would be turned off. Because man, oh, I'm just letting it. At one point, I'm not even saying I would have done it for reals for 100%, but it's it's right there. It's right there. A hot-titted robot when you're like 14, 15 with a hot body. I mean, we've all used, fruits and vegetables and clothing items. You don't think you're going to fucking rub off on a hot-bodied woman who's made in China? There I go. I call it a woman. It's already getting in our heads. We're already considering them half human already. Full-bodied human woman. But nonetheless, I'm just concerned for the future. For the moment, I'm thinking it'll all be fine. The only, and what if it heats up too much? I'm also concerned about that. What if it heats up, and that's got its own pros and cons. What if you insert your cock into this hot body Chinese robot and it heats up too much and all of like you come too fast, and that's between you and the robot, but now it's recording you coming in like 3 seconds because the veg is heated, but it's extra heated. It's extra moist too. And you come in 3 seconds, caught on camera, fucking holds it against you. Look at Johnny over here coming in three seconds, uploads it on the web. And next thing you know, it's just fucking sensationalized, captions reading. Johnny comes in 3 seconds. Oh, fire him from his work. We thought he'd at least last 35 seconds. Fire his ass. Weakling comes in 3 seconds. You're gone. You're gone. Oh. What if you get used to the warmth of the vag of the robot because it's extra warm and you no longer prefer regular temp puss, dude? You go back to fucking your wife or your girlfriend and they've just got regular temp puss, which is still hot, which is still warm, but you can increase the temperature of the pussy on this robot puss. You can't increase the temperature of your wife's puss. You could try. You could put a little scarf around her puss. You could give it like mittens and like a glove and a hat. But what good's that gonna do? Nothing. So I'm a little bit concerned, not too much though. I'm excited about it, to be honest with you. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be totally fun. It's gonna be great. Could it go cold also? Could it feel, because what if you're like an Eskimo and you're used to, having sex with a cold body? What if you order a Chinese robot, but it happens to be hot and you're an Eskimo and you're fucking this robot and you're like, oh, this doesn't even feel right. And then you kick it in its rear and it just falls in a little hole that you drill through the ice for your ice fishing. And you just fucking kick like $150,000 worth of robotics because it doesn't give you the same satisfaction. So what I'm asking is the cold body also implement that for realistic, human to robot interactions. Because what if they catch, what if you want them to pretend to catch a cold or have a fever and, be shivering and shit. So also put in the cold feature. Also, I'm not just talking to Chinese robotic makers. I'm talking to our manufacturers here as well. Boston Dynamics, all right? Get on top of that shit extremely. Make ours hotter. Make our robots really hot. You know what I'm talking? When you touch them, it just melts. Just melts your skin. When they touch any surface, it just melts. Have that capability. I'm not saying use it all the time, but have that capability. Let's get sick of this right here. Speaking of tech and AI and robotics, OpenAI, which is not to be mistaken with closed AI, who happens to be extremely tight and refuses to open up, unlike OpenAI, who's just open for business and lets anybody just get in there and fucking finger fuck it. Wiggle, 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 wiggle right there, because I'm OpenAI. Unlike closed AI, who wants to keep closed till marriage. What's up with that shit? The point is that OpenAI, who's the parent company, who gave birth to a baby called ChatGPT, apparently it was open to snitching, which I'm not too sure how I feel about. Allegedly, it was going to go out there and reach out to police officers right before the BC tranny shooter went out there, the one that we had was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago? Time flies by, who knows? Check the videos. And we had a tranny shooter a couple of weeks ago in BC. Went to killed his parents, the tranny did, and killed a bunch of people at the school in Tumblr Ridge. There you go. But apparently, ChatGPT saw the activities of this guy, of this tranny, online and thought about potentially reaching out to the police and alerting them and be like, yo, look out for this guy, which is a total sitch where we could dissect the pros and cons. Pros, could this be used in future crime to catch future crime from happening? Is that even a pro? I don't know how I feel about it. Is it a pro? Because you don't know. Because you don't know if it's going to be like, what if somebody writes anything or makes a video of anything, and next thing you know, it's just getting compiled. It's usually just anything you say or do will get it used against or for you, depending on the context, really. We're living in it. We're living in it right now. All the things we've seen in the movies, some of it is coming to fruition right now in real time, and this is some of it. This is interesting. Yeah, because everybody, you're going to have an online profile. As we, merge more and more with technology, as they gather more and more information on all of us, it's going to be one of those situations where you're going to have to record yourself all the time. I'll say that. Record yourself all the time. Back up your shit. Have multiple cameras, multiple angles, you doing everything, because you want that shit available, because it's going to be a time where this you versus the AI robots. This one was considering snitching. I don't know if it did or it didn't. It didn't, allegedly. But simultaneously, I believe there was a software engineer somewhere recently got attacked by an AI agent. This AI agent is just like a program where somebody, lets it loose on a computer and says, go farm this kind of information and, have this kind of output, whatever, go make a blog about sports or, titties or whatever, or about this guy. So software engineer got attacked by this AI agent. It has its own blogs. This little chatbot had its own blog, and it picked this guy. I forget his name right now. It's just, jumping out of my mind. Doesn't matter. The point is that the AI agent, the little chatbot, wrote a 1,000-word, essay or whatever about this guy and just made up shit about him, and also collected data that's available on the webs, just fucking vacuumed everything up about him and just mixed it together, and blasted this guy. Now, he's a software engineer, so he got on top of it, and his name was, it's not a big deal. Moral of the story is not, he didn't, suffer that much from, but we are stepping into that age of, what is the truth? Do we need to be worried about things like future crime? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because again, if the chatbot went ahead and said, look into this guy, might be a school shooter, and he got caught, we have avoided the school shooting, but also if he didn't do it, then technically he's still not a criminal until he does it. So, it's things that I don't have the answer to, but definitely fun little questions that we can all ask. Do we want more of it? Do we want less of it? Is this the good amount that we already got? What have we been talking about? Future crimes. All I know is that we can't back down. We can't back down as human beings, because it is good. It's going to be, if you're going to just let them, because they will again, give them an inch, they will take the whole cock full of inches. They will, give them a nip, they'll take the tit. Give them one pubic hair, they'll take the whole bush. Give them one lick of the taint, they'll want to go down on you for 3 hours. That's the old saying. El Mencho is dead. El Mencho is dead. Ladies and gentlemen, I just found out, like you have the past few days, one of the biggest cartel leaders in Mexico is dead. El Mencho. What does it mean? I tried looking it up. I couldn't find anything. I think it's just a translation, El Mencho, from Spanish to English. It just said El Mencho. So El Mencho is El Mencho. That's what I think it's a nickname. Let's just make it up right now as we go. El Mencho, the slayer of cocaine slayer. Cocaine driver, the biggest cocaine boss. That's what it means in Spanish. El Mencho, biggest cocaine boss. Cocaine and fentanyl boss, El Mencho. It means a whole bunch of, it's just one word, but has a meaning that's like a sentence long, a sentence or two long. El Mencho, the slayer of cocaine and slasher of fentanyl, the distributor of fentanyl and drugs, and a biggest boss in the West, in the Southwest, and just in Mexico. El Mencho, that's what it means. El Mencho, he likes to shoot dice and gamble. El Mencho, that's what it means. El Mencho, he likes to ride around in lowriders. That's where his name came from. El Mencho, it means lowriders. That's what, cocaine lowrider, that's what it means. El Mencho, work on your Spanish. Oh. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm hard right now and I can't help it, and neither can you, but here we are. El Mencho is dead, yeah, and apparently right after his death, the whole Mexico has just been erupting in chaos and fires and shit. And I just want to let you know that this is a good thing. It's a good thing that we did it now. It's a good thing that, because the World Cup is coming, I think. Definitely not going. It's definitely coming. You can feel the pre-cum on the World Cup. Because you want the chaos right now. You don't want the chaos to be happening during the World Cup. Right now, actually, I think it's been a few days, maybe it's almost a week. I don't even know. When did it happen? Recently. It doesn't matter. The point is that you want the fire to come out and then the dust settles. So right now is actually a great time to travel to Mexico. If you are stuck in Mexico, stick around. It's just going to get better. It's not going to get worse. It can't get worse. This one was pretty bad from the videos that I've seen. I'm not even personally there, so I don't even know what's real or fake. But most of it seems real. So I'll say this, right now is the good time to be in Mexico, okay? I don't want any tourists to be deterred from going. Go there, have fun. If you see a mob of cartel members, join in, because you don't want to lose your life. Dress like the locals. I travel sometimes, and I keep this in the back of my mind. Try to blend in. Don't try to, look a little bit Mexican if you can. Wear a couple of their attires. Just, put on a flag if you need to. Just like, fucking Viva la Raza shit. Simultaneously, if you see the police coming in, drop that outfit, maybe have a, maybe just, make your way out the sitch, or if you can, blend in with the police and help bring down the cartel. Don't do it, of course, but, for shits and gigs. The point is that it's a great time. It's exciting. Tired of going to a resort and just having the same old experience? Well, this time you might have to, take over the cartel. This guy was apparently an ex-police officer. He used to be in the police force, and then he went and became the largest cartel leader, one of the largest ones. Not physically, imposing, but just he had a big heart. Wasn't a good heart, but like a big drug heart. Nonetheless, he did fairly well, and he was just like a regular police officer. Maybe you might be a CEO. Maybe you might be a CEO who's vacationing in Mexico. This guy was a regular police officer, okay, making regular wages. You're like a multi-millionaire CEO. Think of what you could do if you put your mind to it and take over the cartel. Be willing to be, of course, flexible. You might lose family members, so I would say look and see who's around you. If you don't particularly feel too tight with a few family members, bring them along the ride. You know what I'm talking about? If you feel close to certain family members, keep them at a safe distance. Get involved, make a difference, enjoy it. Make a recording of yourself getting caught by the cartel. That will go viral. If you get caught by the cartel, oh, come on. Start a blog, start a podcast. I got caught by that time that I got caught by the cartel. Get involved, get in there, become a member, infiltrate, get caught. Hopefully you've worked on your Spanish. You can work your way up. You don't need to even take over. Work your way up into the cartel. Move a few bricks, become a mule, open up your torso, shove a couple of bricks of cocaine in your torso, bring it across the border, hand it over to the police immediately, but then go back and be like, I got jugged. And they'll stuff your torso with more cocaine. Do this for 5 years. Now you've been a mule for the cartel for 5 years. They like you now. They trust you. They ride you around like a little mule, and they spank you and they spank you. But afterwards, when the sun sets, you're grabbing beers and there's a nice, fucking hooker waiting for you somewhere for like $5. And that's the life. That's the fucking life. So all I'm saying is enjoy it. It's good times. It's good times. Points to be made. Let's not crack down on the cartels for the time being. Again, just because all in all, let's everybody just chill. Just because it is, major global events like the Olympics and World Cup or anything like that. That's that takes across the nation. It's good to avoid any sort of mishaps that could lead to potential international incidents. So let's lay back on the cartel killing and or arresting for the time being. We did good. We got one. Let them fight it out now for the time being to see who's gonna take over. Have the World Cup, and then afterwards fucking pounce on the cartel one more time. And I've always said, we could just decriminalize everything and just bring them in, legitimize them, give them suits and nice fancy cars, and make little business cards for them, make them legit, and bring in pure. Let's bring in that pure. How about that pure cocaine? I've never done cocaine myself, but I do hear people complaining that they can't do cocaine anymore like they used to back in the 80s or 90s or even early 2000s. Now people just dying out there because of fentanyl and, all sorts of other shit that goes into. So make cocaine great again. That's what I'm standing on. Make cocaine great again. Mama, I can't do cocaine like you guys used to do cocaine. God, man, it sucks to be doing cocaine today. I know, son, it sucks. I know, we used to do cocaine and it was the greatest time. But you can't, because it's laced with all sorts of shit. It sucks. I mean, I don't want to live in a world where we don't have pure. Oh, terrible. Little Johnny can't do cocaine. It sucks. Breaks my heart. Nigga, BAFTAs raises awareness for Tourette's. This is a good thing. I believe there was the BAFTAs, which I don't know what it is. I think it's a bunch of actors. I didn't look into it, to be honest with you. I didn't look at I forget. I don't know what the BAFTAs stands for. Baseball, after, F, football, T, tennis, A, anal. Baseball after tennis, anal, Z, plural. Sometimes I've seen it's BAFTA or BAFTA. Baseball after tennis, anal, BAFTA. B-A-F-A, wait, hold on. Baseball, A, after F, football, T, tennis, anal. Baseball after football, tennis, anal. Z, that's what it stands for. Or boobies after fucking their anal. Z, that BAFTAs. I don't know what it stands for. It doesn't matter. The point is that somebody, there's a retarded guy at the BAFTAs. And Michael B. Jordan is up there on stage with another beautiful black actor, I think. Definitely an actor, right? Forget his name. I do apologize. Forget his name. Delroy something. Doesn't matter. Two beautiful black men on the stage, delivering a speech, about to receive a speech. They've got their legs wide open, about to deliver a speech. Oh my God, they're crowning. What's coming out? Push, push, push. Your vagina is now tensing. You've given birth. You've given birth to a new speech. It's a baby speech. It's got a huge cock on him, though. You just gave a whole speech away. You just gave a speech. You just birthed a speech. The point is they were given a speech. They were not receiving a speech, they were given a speech. And then some retarded guy that has potentially maybe inspired a movie or had something to do with the BAFTAs was there. He was there. He said in the middle of the speech, in the middle of the ceremonies, he just yelled out, nigga. I'm not quite sure. I didn't actually hear it, to be honest, clearly. I didn't hear it clearly. I don't know if he said the full, like hard ER or just like, playful, friendly nigga, just like, I don't know what he said, but apparently he said it, and it's a great thing because again, it raises awareness. It turns out people got a little bit upset, but then they found out that he has Tourette's. So then, and that's fine because he has Tourette's, at least to some people, but some people still got offended, but that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. You shouldn't get offended, in my humble opinion. But if you do, it's your choice. You could get offended. You could totally get offended. It's your choice. But the point is that it did a good thing. Niggas can do good things. The word itself can do good things. In this instance, you didn't know about Tourette syndrome, or you might have known about Tourette syndrome, but some people might not know about Tourette syndrome. Okay, maybe let's refresh our memories. All right, Tourette syndrome, maybe a tic, maybe a verbal or physical tic of sorts. Somebody's got like a little tic in the elbow. Maybe that little, Tourette's, can't control it. It's involuntary. Or they say things. It's adorable. It's endearing. You've seen them. You've seen the shows where they bring a bitch and she's kind of like, she's like a full, 8.5, full blown 8.5, but she's got, she'll be in the middle of nowhere. At like, or in the middle of like Walmart, just, fuck bitch tits, just in the middle of Walmart, and she can't help it. She's got Tourette's. Fuck bitch tits, mom. Fuck bitch tits. You're like, aw, is she ever gonna find anyone? She will. She did. She did, in fact. But that's Tourette's, and it raises awareness, and people, it's great that we have these talks because, everybody's going through something on some level, so it's good to just humanize it and be like, what, our hearts go out. If you got the Tourette's, fucking keep on trucking. Now, are we gonna end it? We can't. It's like a lifelong syndrome is what it is. You can't get rid of it. There's no cure for it. So it is beautiful to see the awareness being raised for Tourette's again. This was at the BAFTAs. I would like other ceremonies and other, award-giving ceremonies for celebrities. I would like to see them, raise more awareness like this one. This one was organic though. This one, they just legit brought a beautiful retarded syndrome fella, not a Downsy, but another sort of syndrome, Tourette's, as we just said. They brought this guy, sat him down, he yelled out, nigga, middle of speech. And Michael B. Jordan and Delroy, if I'm remembering his name correctly, fucking professionals, kept on going through their thing, not getting phased, because that's what professionals do. And the moral of that story is that if you've got Tourette's, fuck man, you're so lucky. You're so lucky because you could just be like, I got Tourette's. You don't have to fucking, look for ways of having to explain yourself. You could just be like, I got Tourette's. God, the son of a bitch. Some people have all the luck. Some people are just the fucking luckiest motherfuckers out there, out of all the syndromes. That's one of the good ones. Oh. One of the really good ones. But again, not everyone is that fortunate. This one breaks my heart. This one, and I want to find out what the reason behind it is. I don't know if I ever will, but I can deduce. We can deduce together. Punch the monkey. Not physically. I don't want you to go out there and fucking, he said punch the monkey. I don't want you to go out there to, physically harm a monkey, whether you have one in your house or at a petting zoo. I don't want you to punch the monkey. It's the name of the monkey. It's Punch the Monkey is the name of a little baby monkey in Japan. Or as we say in Japanese, Japan. 7-month-old baby monkey named Punch. Punch the monkey was abandoned by his mother, who is also a monkey. Surprised? I know I am. We don't know why. We don't know why, but apparently some animals do this in the wild. And it breaks my heart. But apparently Punch the monkey was given a bunch of different toys and eventually gravitated towards this one stuffed animal who happens to be also, it's a stuffed monkey. He takes him around not having his mom, and it helps him accumulate a little bit of, courage, strength, confidence to go ahead and slowly but surely integrate into the tribe of the other monkeys, or his tribe of monkeys. It's hard. It's hard to do that without a mom. It's hard. It's difficult with a parental figure. So this baby monkey touched me inside, and it pulled on some things, and it made me fart. And I said to myself, my God, why, Punch? Why did your mother abandon you? We don't know the backstory of Punch. Could be that he's a problem monkey. Could be that he has, maybe he's drawn some drawings in his notebook that has caught the attention of school teachers and is now being outcasted because of his drawings. Maybe he's played a little bit rough on the playground, and all the other monkeys are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Not our sensitive little children, not these monkeys. They can't be playing with Punch the monkey because he's kicking ass and taking names. Isolate him. Punch the monkey. It could be that. It could be that. We don't know. It could be that he's a delightful little monkey. It could be that he's a delightful little monkey like all the other monkeys. It could be that the mother was a crackhead monkey and wanted to do crack and decided to leave the baby monkey alone and go out there and chase her dreams of becoming a professional crackhead and maybe a showgirl. Maybe she wanted to be a showgirl in Vegas and also do crack at the same time. Maybe this bitch wanted to leave her baby alone so she can go pursue her dreams of smoking a ton of crack and becoming a showgirl. Benefits of doing crack, of course, is if you're a male and your chick does crack, you could pride yourself in one day getting head or giving her toppy, giving her the cack and knocking one of her loose teeth out, and then going back to your boys and be like, yo, I gave her such good D that I loosened her tooth out of her mouth. And don't mention the crack usage, but you could definitely take the, you could gloat about that. You could fucking be like, I did that. That's how hard I get. Knocked out one of Betty's teeth. They don't need to know she's a crackhead. They don't. That's the benefits of doing crack. But this monkey, we don't know. Or it could have just been it happens. It just happens. Simultaneously, I did see videos of people abandoning their children. Now, people doing this shit is heinous, disgusting. I saw a few videos simultaneously. I don't know how this came up, but maybe it just went in hand with the whole monkey being abandoned. But yeah, human beings abandoning their babies. That's, mothers going out there and, putting a baby in a dumpster or killing it in a hospital bathroom. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? The thing, if you're going to do it, I'm not saying do this heinous. Don't ever do that. But if you're going to, throw a baby away, if you're going to throw a baby away, again, please. This is for the jokes and the funny side of things. Don't throw a baby away, obviously. But if you are going to throw a baby away, it sucks that people just dumped a baby in a garbage can. Because a baby is a lighter human being. You can really throw them far. If you're going to throw them once, they're going to die. It's horrible. Don't do this. But if you are going to do it, do it properly. You're going to get arrested. You're going to go away. Probably, right? Hopefully. Throw the baby far. Go at the beach. Go far, baby. Catch yourself. They're not gonna because they're babies. You shouldn't do that. But I'm just saying, if you're going to throw it away, do like a shot put throw over the shoulder. Do one of those at least. Get in your cul-de-sac and just call out the rest of the neighborhood children and be like, look at this, and then just toss the baby overhead, just onto just. Again, don't do it. But if you are gonna do it, because it's harder to. What are you gonna go? Throw a full-size human being far? You can't. Try it. It's difficult. 150-pound human being. They're not gonna go far. A baby. Now that'll catch some distance. Somehow, miraculously, that baby could survive and go off to become an international, global, intergalactic sensation. And man, you're gonna wish you didn't throw that baby away. But fucking A, some people do. Not most. Thank God. Thank God. And that's the sort of story that we bring to you today. Most people don't throw their babies away. Breaking news. That's fucking great. You don't hear that though. Most people don't. Like the vast majority. Thank God. Thank God we don't. Vast majority of people don't. But you don't hear it unless you fucking come here. And that's where you hear the freshest shit. That's where legends come to get that fucking new breaking news. Most people don't throw out their babies. What? Tired of getting a human toilet and have it just malfunction and not do what it's meant to do? Okay, yeah, you've heard all the stories. I'm gonna get me a human toilet so that they can show up to my party and I can piss in their mouth and doo-doo in their mouth. And all of a sudden, mid-party, they're like, oh, this is too much piss and too much fecal matter. They get up with their wiping. Oh, stop going to these no-name human toilets. Come get our human toilets. We've just teamed up with the best company in the world, the Human Toilet Productions. We will send these professionals to your events wherever you are. They will get down the way you want them to get down. They will take all the piss. I'm talking unlimited piss. None of this spit it out, just swallow. We only swallow, all right? Fecal matter. As much as you want in their mouth, they will not gag. We've given them the pills to flush the system. Do not worry about it. We've got them hooked to antibiotics 24/7. Okay? These professional human toilets will perform so well that you're gonna wish you got it earlier. Don't be that idiot who missed out on the opportunity of getting in early on the human toilet. All right? The stock prices on the human toilet are skyrocketing right now everywhere globally. In China, businessmen in Chinese suits are like, ping pong, ching chong. What is that? That's Chinese for get me the human toilet from the Human Toilet Company right now. Over there in Korea, ching chong, ping pong. What are they doing once again? That's Korean for get me the human toilet. Over there in Sweden, ping pong, ching chong. That's Swedish for get me the human toilet right now. Just so happens that Chinese, Korean, and Swedish sound almost identical. That's for you, because you don't speak them, you don't know. But check it out, learn a new language, work on your Spanish. Is it a watch? Is it a bracelet? Is it a cool necklace? What is it that defines a gentleman? What can you look at on a person and be like, that's a gentleman right there? You know, do you look at a man's wrist to see if he's got that TikTok? If he's working with what is that, a Timex? What is that? Is that a Rolex? Is that a Omega? What is that on his wrist? Does that define what it is? Is that how you define a gentleman? Ooh, that's a nice pendant. That's a man. That's a gentleman right there. Or is it one of those little cool? Or is it one of those little cool napkins that people put in their pockets for some reason in 2026? People with the napkins in the pockets. Is it one of those? Does that distinguish a gentleman? I don't think so. You know what does? You know what gentlemen do? A gentleman always sports a cock ring. That's right. If you want to stand out, if you want to be separated amongst the separated, if you want to be the tip of the cock, always wear a cock ring. This is the one piece that every man needs in his wardrobe. I tell you, I've been doing it myself for about 75 years. Everywhere I go, people are like, oh my, what a gentleman. And I can tell because of his cock ring. Never once have I actually not been called a gentleman. Why? Because for 75 years, I've been wearing a cock ring, and it just speaks for itself. Whether it's at a business meeting or a family gathering, I put my cock ring on and I can feel confident. And I know when people look at me, they say, my, oh my, what a gentleman. And you can tell why people ask around the person who just asked, why is he a gentleman? Because of his cock ring. He'll answer, the person who's there observing and saying, oh, look at that gentleman. He'll say that in regards to me. And that could be you. So get your cock ring today and become a full-blown gentleman. Don't be a schmuck. Don't be an idiot. All right? Don't be an idiot and a fool missing out on this opportunity to look like a gentleman. Level up your game. Stand out amongst the crowd. Be the leader in your group. Make two groups, divide your group in half and make two and become like, leaders of two groups. If you gather more people, make a third group. Point being, put a cock ring on your cock and become a fantastic leader. Don't ever hold yourself that you're like, I don't know if I'm ready to take the leap. All right. Yes, it is a acquired taste. Does say that you are now refined, and once you put the cock ring on, you can't take it off. You might be able to physically take it off, although the ones that we get are extra tight, so they don't. They just actually kind of like, hold it in tight, just hold on. It does, you do lose a little bit of blood flow, but then you gain it in other places. So but you could definitely pull it off if need be. If need be, you just get like a welder. Get a welder, come in with a blowtorch, and they'll just fucking, it takes like about 10-15 minutes. It's not that big. 10-15 minutes welding will just it'll come off, and you might get a few burn marks on your cock, but again, it's where, guess what, people aren't going to be hesitating and asking themselves, is this guy a gentleman or not? I think he is, because of the cock ring. They'll say that confidently. They'll say that. So please don't miss out on the opportunity. Sport one if you are a true gentleman like your boy. Wear a cock ring today. There are firefighters, there are police officers, there are men, there are the boys and the women's in the armed forces. There are astronauts, there are people who go on submarines. These are some heroic figures in our society. But once in a while, somebody comes along who stands just, really just stands, far exceeds the expectations of everyone and goes well above and beyond the standard limits of what it means to be heroic and have courage. I want to take this time to celebrate a man who did this in the past few days. A hero of mine, might be a hero of yours too. Gavin Newsom was just speaking to an audience of, I believe, they were mostly black. I think he was about to talk about his memoir, if I'm not mistaken, to the audience. And he wanted to blend in and also really iterate that he's one with the crowd. He's just like them. He wanted to make sure that they know that he is just like them. Again, predominantly black audience. So he decides to state the fact that he's got a 960 on his SAT, that he's no better than you. Okay. He also decided to say that he too, like you, can't read. And he basically said he has been suffering from dyslexia for most of his life. He doesn't just live with it for 1 month. He's living with this all the time. To see this man have this much courage to live with dyslexia. I mean, some motherfuckers come on and, be like, I'm living with cancer. I'm living with, long life herpes. I'm living with, an amputated tit. I'm that chick. I've got no tits. Some people are brave like that, but again, they're not the truest form of bravery, and they're not real heroes. Gavin Newsom is a hero. Dyslexia, not having the ability to read and opening yourself up to the public like that is, I don't know if we should all just stand and clap. I don't know if we should just take a moment and take a look at ourselves in the mirror and say, how could this man carry this burden of dyslexia and still continue to move forward? How does he do it? I mean, these wimps in hospitals, these little children with cancer, they think they're brave. No, sir. Gavin Newsom is brave. God damn it, they don't make them like this anymore. The last of the Mohicans, God. But I stand here knowing that he will carry on being brave. And sure, he might have called the entire audience dumb. Sure, he might have. But that's, yeah. To the naked eye or naked ear, it may seem like basically he said that black people generically can't read, or that they score low on the SAT, generic, because he's just like you. Generically, he might have categorized all of you as dumb. He might have just done, but he's brave because he's got dyslexia. He doesn't know. You don't expect him to read a speech. We don't want you to read the speeches, Gavin. We don't want you to read it all. Heck, quit reading altogether. Memos that come in, news that needs to be fed to you so that you're informed about everyday events. Forget about it, don't read it. Later down the line, should you ever get elected for president, whatever memos they send to you on your desk, don't read it. Don't waste your time. Don't be brave alone, Gavin. Let us all be brave together and say, heck, does anyone know how to read these days? Does anyone know how to read? But it takes individuals like this to come forward and say, hey, it's okay to be dumb and be in powerful positions. It's okay to be retarded and be in positions of power and have a lot of control over millions and millions of people's lives. It's completely okay. All right? We're not talking about some frivolous, activity. This is the high offices that he's reaching for. Yeah, reading. You might need reading to, go be a substitute teacher or, to coach the youth baseball team. But when it comes to public office and serving the masses, reading is not a priority, sir. Reading is not a priority. And dyslexia, if you've got it, let it shine, baby. Let it shine. So that's Gavin Newsom, a true hero and an embodiment of what it means to be brave in today's society. So please support the man. Now, heroism and bravery comes in different formats, of course. Another individual who's done a fantastic job at displaying bravery and focusing. Focusing is a key element in achieving success and doing great work. Kash Patel is someone who's able to do this at an extremely high level. Recently, he was just in the locker room with the U.S. men's hockey team after they won the hockey game between Canada and the U.S., which I don't keep up with, to be honest with you, because I'm not a homosexual like that. I'm 36 years old. I barely watch any sports anymore. But it's okay if you do. Now, hockey, some people say, is one of the gayest sports. After all, they just made a whole show about gay hockey players. And reality is sometimes mimicking art, and sometimes art is mimicking reality. So you could say that it is the gayest sport. After all, you do have men who carry large sticks and are looking to hit a tiny black hole. So the takeaway is that the U.S. men's hockey team won. The score was, I don't know, 45 and 39, 17-18. U.S. won by 1. 2.5 for Team USA, 1.5 for Team Canada. Doesn't matter. Point is that it's a sport on ice, and really, it's quite gay. So who cares? The point is, Kash Patel is the head of the FBI, went into the men's locker room and celebrated by drinking beer, I think, and maybe even tossing around a little bit of champagne or bubbly. I don't know what the drink was, but nonetheless, celebrating in the locker room. A lot of people might be criticizing right now and saying, hey, shouldn't the head of the FBI be out there fucking fighting crime? And I want you to know that you are short to judge, quick to judge. You are quick to dismiss. You do not have the capability of seeing nuanced behavior. You don't have the sense to decipher what is going on. To the naked eye, it may appear as though Kash Patel is celebrating with the men's hockey team over their win. He might be getting in there with the boys. And to many of you, it may seem like, why isn't he focusing on Nancy Guthrie's return? Why is this bitch still missing? And why is Savannah having to put $1 million up? Is this bitch still alive? Why isn't he going out there and maybe making a few arrests in regards to some high-profile cases that may or may not be allegedly linked to Epstein? To the naked eye, it may appear as though he's celebrating and just spending time with athletes and doing podcasts and God knows what else. That's to the naked eye. To the people who know, if you know, you know. This is fucking crime fighting at its highest level right now. Again, with every chug of beer, okay, there's strings being pulled in the background. With every podcast appearance, strings being pulled in the background. With every passing day that the criminals think they're getting further and further away from facing justice, in fact, in reality, they're being reeled in, all right? By the state-of-the-art crime tactics of Kash Patel. You'd like him to focus on the crime. That's what the criminals would like him to do. No. You want somebody who plays nonchalant. I'm out there having a ball with the boys in the locker room. Let's throw around a couple of these and just spray each other with golden showers. Let's do that. And again, the criminals are resting easy, thinking he's distracted in the background, reeling in, getting closer, getting fucking closer, so fucking close. And eventually, you're inside the criminal now. Just bumped into the camera. I do apologize about that. Just fix this for a second. All right. Boom, there we go. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, and again, I don't want you to judge this as an instance of, hey, focus, Kash. No, he's already focused. He's dialed in. He knows what's up. All right? Every chug of beer, every locker room appearance, every podcast is just one step closer to doing his job. Again, it's not conventional, but there's a method to the madness. So please give the man his time. You ignore the kidnappers. Next thing you know, they're just fucking turning themselves in. Instead of collecting money, they're coming in, turning themselves in and handing you over cash or BTCs, whatever kind of crypto you want. They'll just be like, I can't believe we've been ignored for this long. Here, have this whole lot of BTCs. 10,000 Bitcoins for you. Lock us away. They'll say that. The criminals will say that. Beautiful work. And that's, again, focusing. That's just focusing. They say, of course, you may lead a horse to water, but apparently, allegedly, you can't ride a horse and fuck on top of it. What's up with that? That you could lead a horse to water, but you can't fuck on top of a horse? Why am I leading this horse to water anyway? Apparently, you can lead the horse to water, but all of a sudden, everybody's losing their mind if you start to go under the horse and ride it upside down and holding on to nothing but its huge, giant horse cock. Apparently, you can lead the horse to water, but apparently, you can't fist the horse while riding it. What's up with that? Hi. If it was easy to hit it from the back and play with her nipples, then everybody would do it. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm going out there trying to do my little part as everybody's doing theirs. And one task that I've taken upon myself to tackle is going out there. You might have heard that there's a uptick in cancer amongst bitches. I'm not gonna rest. I'm gonna go and I'm not gonna focus on all the cancers that the bitches got, but what I will do for the females, I'm gonna be licking as much pussy as I can in the next several months and weeks and years. And I'm gonna be looking out for anything that tastes like cancer. I will notify the bitches. I will notify you and let you know that you might have to get your puss checked out. If I taste a little bit of cancer on my tongue, you know, if I'm hitting it, as I normally do, as I do my work, if I taste anything off, I will notify you And I will recommend that you seek medical professionals to assist you with your puss cancer. We don't know the cause, but rest assured, I'm with you. You can count me in as an ally. There are, 8 billion of us, half of us are females. Half of those females are of age, so there's roughly 2 billion women that I might need to save and check for pussy cancer, and it's gonna take a long time. And you're out there saying, Rob, please, we don't want you to do that because you're already doing so much, with the podcast and trying to become a stand-up comedian one day, hopefully. Who knows? The point is, you're like, please, take some time for yourself. You do so much. And to that I say, you don't worry about it. Don't worry your pretty little face about it. What becomes of me is not important. Let us enjoy this outside noise. Happenstance? Or is it the roar of the crowd? Let's listen to that some more. Oh, that's it right there. That is it right there. We've brought in people outside. They're lined up right now. It's a whole procedure where you remove your entire skin off your body, and that's the noise outside. That's entire layer of dermis ripped off your skin. To get a fresh glow, you want a fresh glow, rip your skin. That was the sound that was coming from the outside. You don't hear the people screaming, of course. We've put socks in their mouth, but the noise you hear from the outside should get recorded. Again, it's a new anti-aging technique to remove the top layer of the dermis in one smooth just motion, and you just get a new baby skin underneath. It's bleeding, which means it's working, but the point is I will never stop, despite the fact that the numbers are high. 2 billion women. You're like, how could you even get to all of them? I don't know. I'll make time. I'm not saying I'll get to all of them, not saying that I'm going to be able to assist everyone, but do you think I'm going to stop? Okay, when I know there are heroes out there, when there are brave men and women like Gavin Newsom and Kash Patel, you think I'm gonna not do this little thing? Come on. This is unbelievable. I do have a little suggestion I wanted to make. If we could get this and put this on the back burner, I want to see it made sometime. Of course, this is far beyond my pay grade, or, but I've said this before, I'll say it again, everything is above my pay grade. So nonetheless, I do want to see Catwoman with a new iteration of Catwoman where she comes out as a lesbian who shoots cats out of her pussy. I'm Catwoman, I'm a lesbian, and I shoot cats out of my pussy. Catch this, criminals. And she shoots cats out of her pussy. I just want to see that in the next Batman. If we could get Catwoman to come out as a lesbian. Batman is trying to hit on Catwoman. Catwoman, full-blown lesbo. Moments during the, movie, we could have her, coming back to Batman, but really, she's flirting with lesbianisms, all right? And again, she's got the power to shoot cats out the vag, Just put that on the, another Catwoman Catwoman just released another cat from her pussy, and the cat is just, scratching my eyes, Think about that. The Joker being attacked by a cat that's been released from Catwoman's vagina. What, you think a cat can't do damage or damage, as we say in Espanol or Creole? It can. Depends on the size of the cat. Depends on the size of the area. Like, there's no way she's going to be able to fit like medium to large size cats in her pussy. You don't know Catwoman, dog. You don't know about her pelvic floor. She's Catwoman. All right? Her vagina, unlike regular women, have their vaginas tenting, and that is a medical term, only upon arousal. Okay, so the tenting means that their vagina is expanding. All right, that's when the vagina makes space when it gets aroused. Just like a man gets blood flow to the cock upon arousal, a woman has her vagina go from like an inch or two to like 4 to 5 inches. It expands. So Catwoman's always tenting. Her fucking vagina, and it can house more cats, like up to 7 cats, 9 cats. Goes hand in hand with the 9 lives. Now, I'm not saying like she's gonna fit like a full grown like tiger in there, we're working on it. She's in training right now. She's in training right now with the best intelligence networks around the world, working with the Five Eyes, trying to see if we can get more elasticity in our vag. But nonetheless, small to medium-sized cats who are also feral too, they've never ever clipped their claws, so they just fucking come out and they're right there, just claw away. And we've also given herpes and the clap to the cats as well. So, you know, the fugitives must, you know, take that into consideration should they want to fuck with Catwoman. Yeah, you might like make it out of here. You might get away, criminal, but good luck living with that fucking STI for the rest of your life. Fucking burning in your urethra for the rest of your life. So just think about that. Put it on the back burner again. That's Catwoman, who's a lesbian who shoots cats out of her pussy. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, see you later. Peace out. Get out of here.